Hello. So today I'm going to talk about materials. I have gone onto the house and counted all the piers. There are roughly 95 piers to and they all need to be raised, including the ones on the deck here and the ones that I will be putting underneath the slab side. Yesterday I went to the local Home Depot and picked up a full truckload of bricks, aka cinder blocks. This here, so that's 35 cinder blocks. That will do roughly not even, yeah, about two rows, roughly two rows of this house. And in total, the 35 here, I have picked up 72 various strips. So I also now need another 120, give or take, cinder blocks alone to do this house, not including all the other bricks that are required. Yeah, it's kind of scary. Initially, I thought I only needed one of these per pier, but my math was off. See, they call these 8 by 16 by 8. So there's 8 high, 8 wide, and 6 by 16. But they don't use true measurements. They actually use measurements if say it was like a 2 by 4 and it was planed. So it's only 7.5 inches high. So suddenly when you start looking at the math of all the different pieces, what used to be 8, 4, and 2 is now a couple inches shorter. So that meant I had to change my plans a little bit, and I need more of these. A load, so if I have Home Depot do a delivery of these, it's $80. At first I thought, it's not a big deal, I'll just go and pick them up. It's good exercise. It's actually, at this point in time, it's lots of exercise because I have to take stacks like this, throw them back, throw them on a cart, push the cart outside, which is fun in itself, load up the truck, drive it home, and in this case, unload it here. And then, of course, eventually stage them. So it then goes from here to wherever they need to be for staging, and eventually then afterwards drag them under the house and put them in place. So these here are now ready to at least start putting into place. Over here you can see I have already started doing some placement. So this is all ready to go. Those little boards on top are actually hardy board. This is actually a really cool material. They don't use vinyl walls up here. So this wall here is actually made of hardy board. And these, I'm not sure where they would use these wider ones from. Probably just for a look someplace. Because I know that this here is also hardy board. Hardy board is made from a kind of a concrete material. So the nice thing about this is it'll never rot and never compress. And so it makes for great material for lifting. It's a little bit pricey. A 12-foot board is $30. I'm sure that if I was cutting corners and using cedar or whatnot, I can get away with a lot cheaper solution. But since I am doing this myself, I can spend a little bit more money on materials. I'm guessing that I need another, as I said, I need another 120 of these. So I'm looking at about 120 at $2 a piece, about another. I think in total I need about another $400 or $500 worth of concrete materials. Let's go look at the rest of this, how this looks. So I may as well spend $80 and get them to bring it out to me and drop it off, considering that it's become more of a labor job than it's worth. So this is actually what a 18 inches looks like. So once actually this is technically going to be 20 inches, since I'm not going to waste materials after I'm done. If I'm going to pay for it, I may as well use it. So just to give you an idea, it's up to my knee. And so that's going to be pretty high. The bottom board ones, so this is 7.5. And this is 7.5, so that's 15 to here. This is a 4-inch, so therefore 3.5, and this is a 2-inch, so about 1.5. So that adds up to 15. Right, sorry, 20. And over here you can see I've actually got it stacked up with the two pieces on top. I may or may not keep these as part of the project. We'll see. Those are actually, oddly enough, almost as much money as one of these. So yeah, so the plan is to jack up the house by this much everywhere, put this in on every single spot, repeat, put in 2, and then go back, repeat, replace these 2 with one of these, then repeat and add this back in, so now I have this much, then replace this with this, and eventually replace this with one of these, and then replace with 2 of these, and then build it up until I hit here. So gives you an idea. That's going to take, it's going to be a while, lots and lots of iterations to get up to there, but that's the plan. And I got some of the places over here, a lot more placement to do, but it gives you an idea of what's going on here. And then of course this part of the house is already roughly 20 inches in some spots I've dug out. Some places a lot less than that. So say it's 20 inches plus the 20 inches I'll do here, I'll be 40 inches, so about 3.5 feet high is where it'll be for height. So I should in theory be able to handle nearly any kind of storm that can come through here without having any more issues with flooding under the house, because eventually I'll fill it up with dirt and some other, and of course there's always the other projects I have to do after that, but so we'll forget about those for the moment because there's enough work involved in here. So as I said, this project was quoted $24,000 for just lifting the house, another $6,000 to put fill under the house. So $1,500 or $2,000 maybe in materials is a much cheaper way to going. And as you can tell, it's mostly labor, and there's still a lot of labor left to go to getting all these in place. At least the digging up part is done. I'll show you the piles of dirt I pulled out. So this little pile here, there is another little pile right there. That came out from underneath the porch. And then back here you can see the bulk of the dirt I pulled out. Now to give you an idea, I was using this little thing here. I would fill it up with dirt, drag it out from under the house, and dump it here. Well, shovel it out and put it here. So you can get an imagination, or use your imagination to see how many trips and how much work it was to get to this point. Eventually this dirt will also go back under the house, but that's not for a while. Otherwise, I think we're ready for me to do a little more counting. You can see I have some other stuff staged here. A bunch of wood has been cut and ready for use as supports for the jacks. I have 10 jacks I've purchased, which was about $500, roughly about $50 a jack. So yeah, we're getting there. Still lots of work to do, and I will send another video once we get to actually lifting the house.